took like 4 or 5 perks and downed it with a beer and then started playing PS2. This is how long ago it was. And nothing.
Yeah.
So
as far as you know, you thought you were playing PS2, but you were really sitting on your front porch naked.
That would have been even better.
With a rock in your hands.
That would have been so much better because it was in an apartment complex.
All right. Oh, man, I'm hurting. Let's do this.
Welcome to the Buckhorn Podcast. I am Martelle, and with me always is Randy. What up, Randy?
I'm here.
You are here.
I've drunk my big, fat, happy crack here.
You are hurting.
I'm hurting bad. I actually was doing pretty good driving because the seat's very supportive in the Colorado, as I call it. And I turned off the Allspock or onto Allspock or Allspatch or however it's pronounced.
Allspa?
Well, whatever. I don't care. It's weird. It's French or something. I passed 2 party pants. Yeah, they're all over on the way out here.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm doing fine while I made a quick right turn. Not like Dukes of Hazzard fast, just a normal turn, and my back twisted. And I locked up, like, right there in the middle of the road. I just hit the brakes and sat for a second. So, yeah, my back all week long I've been sleeping in my recliner.
You need to go see somebody.
Well, I've got a doctor's appointment Monday. Beth was like, maybe you have, like, a kidney infection or...
No.
All week long, I drank nothing but water. Nothing but water, except yesterday I had coffee, and then last night I had just 2 double finger pours of whiskey.
Okay.
That's it. So I was, like, good all week. I ate healthy,
Yep.
and the pain never subsided unless I got up and moving. So through the day, I was stuck at my desk all week. Work has been crazy, but I'd get up and walk around. I'd stand up, take my laptop to, I have a tall table.
Yeah.
So I would do that more, and the more I'd move, the better it gets. So I would go, it's not my kidneys. Like... it moves up my back. Like when I came up, your desk is doing Inspector Gadget crap. So when I came up your steps, I was kind of hobbling along.
Yeah.
Right foot up, no problem. When I went to step up with my left foot, it tightened on the second step, which
Yeah.
you were already at the top of the steps.
Right.
And I'm like, that's a back muscle problem. That's not a kidney thing, you know?
No, you're having an issue.
Like I'm in the shower, I lift my right arm up, cleaning the pit, go to put it down, tightens up. I'm like, that's not a kidney thing.
You're having some sort of muscle issue.
So, yeah. I mean, I'm really fat, which the last couple of weeks, I've not drank at all through the weeks.
That's good.
Except for, like I said last night, yesterday was a rough day for me, which we talked about off the air.
Yep.
But, I've been trying to eat better. I've been doing like a Slim Fast Shake or a bagel for breakfast, one or the other. The bagel I just put on a light little bit of butter. Which it's not the best, but...
You should do a 2-egg omelet.
I know, but when I'm working...
You're home. Beth's home.
We've both been... It's been a rough week.
Make up some breakfast.
But for lunch, I've been doing like a lean cuisine meal, which it's frozen, but it's still better than 2 double cheeseburgers and a side of fries from McDonald's or something.
It is.
It's not the best quality food. It's not the most nutritious, but it helps me not over-consume through the day. I drink... nothing but water. Probably not enough still, but nothing but water. And then I have a nice dinner.
Okay.
Single serving dinner. Beth usually makes, or she makes a good meal. Like she made fish one night this week with 2 sides. One's usually like a starch and one's a vegetable.
Right.
So, and when I'm done with that, I'm done. I don't get seconds. I don't get dessert.
Oh, you're better than I am.
So I've got to lose weight though. I'm not trying to maintain.
I'm not trying to maintain either.
So
I just like food.
I know it's a problem.
Like you do.
But one night this week, I think it was Thursday, dishes had backed up. We're getting ready for Huck's school orientation. You know, he starts school, which he's always been homeschooled. Well, he starts school Wednesday. Anyway, we've just been slaying, both of us. She's been working more because she works from home now, too, as well as in the office one day a week.
Right.
And I told her Thursday, I said, you know what? Would it help you if I took care of dinner so you could focus on maybe cleaning some dishes, or vice versa? She goes, and I had to go to Kroger to get my a prescription anyway. I said, I'll go to Kroger, pick something up. I'll handle dinner. So I go to Kroger, and I go, okay, I don't want to make more dirty dishes tonight. I want to take tonight to catch up, do some cleaning around the house, help Beth. My back's killing me. But I make myself get out of the house because I've been chained to my desk. Take Huck with me because, hey, buddy, let's go. Let's get out of the house. So we go to Kroger, and I'm walking around to try and see what they have that's either easily made or already made. Because Kroger stepped up their game.
Yeah, they
It
have.
makes decent meals that you can just grab and take home.
Yeah, like a rotisserie chicken.
Right. Well, they had like 5 rotisserie chickens.
And then like 2 sides or something.
Or they had 2 things of chicken tenders. Or a whole rack of ribs. And the ribs looked fresh. Still looked moist. They're warm. I went,
fresh.
Fresh, moist ribs. Just meaty bones.
I actually have ribs in the fridge right now.
So I got the ribs. And then I go over to the deli area right beside the, and I see this Italian macaroni pasta salad stuff with like the mozzarella in it and the whatever. It looked good. Give me a pound of that. So they give me a pound of that. Well, then I see this like creamy mac and cheese. I'm like, oh, that looks good. So I get that. So we go around. I get little strawberry, the little like shortcake things you can put strawberries and whipped cream on.
Yeah.
I get those, and I get the whipped cream, get the prescripts, and we get out of there. And I'm heading home, which isn't a long trip for me. And it was about halfway home I realized I just got ribs and 2 types of macaroni. And I forgot strawberries for the dessert. And I said something to Huck, and he goes, I just want whipped cream on mine. So I get home, tell Beth, I'm like, I'm an idiot. This is why I don't prep meals on the fly or cook on the fly or whatever. I said, I got us ribs, macaroni and cheese, and macaroni salad, which was all delicious. But I was like, I have no vegetables. I have no,
Yeah.
nothing to complement.
It's all carbs.
It's all carbs and meat. And she's like, and as I'm unpacking and telling her, she's kind of looking at me. She's like, well, thanks for picking up dinner. And I looked at her and I went, wait a second. You don't like ribs, do you? And she goes, not really. So I totally, but she did eat some.
Way to go.
But I totally butchered dinner Thursday night. So, yeah, so the next day for dinner, I got more ribs and more mac and cheese and more macaroni salad. But the boys did eat the mac and cheese. It was a total loss, but I did not do good. So anyway.
Sorry to hear that, Beth.
Yeah.
He tried. What you
I
should
was
have
in
done.
pain the whole time walking around Kroger, and I'm just like, that's a food. I like that food. That's a food. Okay, let's get out of here. I'm hurting.
Next time, open up a Notes app or Google Keep or whatever on your phone. Make a list with the checkbox.
The problem is I didn't know what they had available.
It doesn't matter what they have available. So
Sure it does.
No. It doesn't. Because what you can do is look at your list and say, okay, protein. Could be anything. Could be chicken. Could be ribs. Could be protein. Boom, done. Vegetable.
Whatever. So you're saying just a generic.
Just a list. Well, then you decide, you're like, all right, dessert. I want, these look good. The strawberry cupcake. Shortcake things. So put that on the list and then say strawberries, whipped cream. And then as you pick those things up, that's what I end up. That's my method of how I
plan on going shopping. That's what I do. I didn't plan this until I literally was upstairs and was going to get. I was just going to go get my medicine.
I know.
And go home.
But you can do it right there in the store.
No, that whole time was spent leaning against the cart, wincing with every step.
Quit being a baby. Suck it up. I did it for 3-4 years.
Nope.
I'm doing it now.
Look how miserable you are.
I'm actually really good now.
Yeah, now you are.
But I had surgery. But I still wake up every morning stiff.
Oh.
I got stiff.
Well, I wake up stiff too, but now my back hurts also.
Yeah, same. All right, so I have nothing going on. I mean, legitimately, I actually logged in to do some work today for work, and our system doesn't work. So I said, fuck it.
So you didn't work.
So I didn't. I attempted. I made a valid attempt
it's the thought that
for
counts.
1 hour of fighting with our system, and then I gave up. So we got something new today. We got something that is local to Ohio.
Yeah.
Local to Columbus.
Central Ohio.
Matter of fact. So it's not Middle West Spirits. But this is something I'd never seen before, and we saw it when we were in Pit Stop.
Last weekend.
Well, not last weekend.
2 weekends.
The other weekend.
Whatever.
But it is called S.N. Pikes Magnolia Whiskey.
Yeah.
So there's a story to it, apparently.
Oh, okay.
So Magnolia Spirits Llc celebrates Samuel N. Pike's heritage in Cincinnati and his success as a rectifier and liquor merchant.
He's a rectum liquor?
He's a rectum liquor, apparently. A spiritus product from nearby Kentucky distilleries across the Ohio River, blending to achieve great taste in Keller.
I like how it said he's from Cincy and nearby Kentucky because half of Cincy is in Kentucky.
Right, and well,
Basically.
half of Kentucky
is up in Cincy.
Yeah. So it's a weird river thing. His flagship brand, Magnolia Whiskey, has been trademarked since 1849. Since
1849?
That's what it says.
Why have we never heard of it then? Okay.
Beats me. So this is a very successful brand, ultimately became something and blah, blah, blah. So it's...
Great story.
It's a story.
This is a super famous brand you've never heard of.
So not famous, old.
I thought you said something about it was like super popular or something.
No. His flagship brand, Magnolia Whiskey, was trademarked in 1849.
Right, but then later, like the second to last sentence you read said
very
something.
Successful Magnolia
successful.
brand.
Yeah, so successful you've never heard of it.
But we've never heard of it. But this is distilled in Lawrence, Indiana, which is basically MGP. And bottled by Noble Cut Distillery in Gahanna.
Which we've never heard of.
Which I've never heard of. Noble.
Gahanna's a stone's throw from here.
It's 30 minutes away. 30 minutes north of here, up the 270. Up the 270. But this is SN Pikes Magnolia Special Quality Whiskey.
Special
It is
quality.
a bottle and bond, 95% rye, 100 proof.
So it's a higher octane. It's 100 proof.
And this is batch number 1.
Oh, so this is brand new.
Brand new.
This stuff is like, we've been around since 1849 and we're super successful. Here's batch 1.
This should be.
That's like having a first annual car show or something. That was a weak bottle pop.
I didn't even try. It was slightly pressurized though.
That was like farting when you're bent over touching your toes. When everything's just wide open. All right, give me a little pour there. I'm going to take this, get some of them Percocets and stuff, and I'll start shooting whiskey. And
I can go get some.
Eventually, I won't feel my back pain, and I will have a great time driving home.
You won't feel anything, and you may not make it home.
I'll have to call Uber, a.k.a. Beth.
Fall asleep. All right, so...
All right, you got me a tiny, tiny little pour here.
I'm surprised.
All right, I'm going to try and clear my nostrils. Hold on.
Smell your skin.
Oh, yeah, let me sniff my skin.
I'm pleasantly surprised.
It smells good.
Yeah.
It smells like a fine whiskey. Do we know how long this was aged?
4 years. Aged 4 years in charred white American oak barrels.
Okay, so they went above and beyond the minimal two that a lot do.
Yep. And because it's a bottle and bond, it's, slightly higher proof.
I will say, for 100 proof, it doesn't smell like 100 proof.
It doesn't smell, no.
It smells like about an 80 proof.
And I did not look up. I honestly, I didn't look up anything about it. I was in pit stop, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll buy it.
How much was it again?
60. It was $55.
Okay, yeah. That's why we first decided not to.
Right. I was like,
because we're like, how good can it be for $55?
Not how good can it? Oh, here's a brand we've never heard of, and they want $55.
Right. A super successful brand we've never heard of. I'm trying to lift my right arm to adjust my sleeve, and my back hurts. I'm trying so hard not to cry out in pain on the mic, like, ah!
I can tell. So Whiskey Wash actually did a review of their weeded.
Ooh.
Oh, hold on.
I tend to prefer weeded.
Continue to the site. I don't give a shit about your ad blocker. So this says Magnolia Weeded Bourbon Bottle and Bond Rye Whiskey. Show me a picture of the bottle.
Wait, how's it weeded rye whiskey? I mean, I get it, but 95% rye I would not consider a weeded rye whiskey if it's 5% wheat.
I'm not either. That's what I'm trying to figure out here.
I mean, do they have two different offerings, or is it the same bottle?
Well, no, they have two different offerings.
Okay.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like the picture they show a whiskey and a bourbon. So this is
rye whiskey.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out here. So, that's a weeded bourbon. Okay, so they have a weeded bourbon. That's it, and then
that's interesting.
They did both. They did a review for both. Okay. So that makes sense now.
All right, so let's get to the rye.
So it is 95% rye, 5% barley, aged 4 years and 9 months in American oak barrels.
Okay, so nearly 5 years.
100 proof, proofed with Kentucky spring water, batch number 1. That's this.
So they proofed it with Kentucky spring water.
Yes, but they still can't call it.
Right, because it's MGP. And they proofed it with Kentucky spring water. It's made in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. You can tell you're from Ohio when you call it Indiana instead of Indiana.
Oh, I say Indiana.
I always call it Indiana. Indiana? Maybe I say both. Maybe I go both ways. Maybe I'm bilingual and don't even know it.
Okay, so on the nose, what are you getting? Because there were some things I was trying to figure out exactly what it was, and after reading this...
So if I do an open mouth inhale, I definitely smell a very strong hint of whiskey.
I hope so.
It smells good. It smells like a rye whiskey. I don't get a lot of pepper. I get more of a smoother vanilla-y smell than I do on most ryes.
So I was getting a vanilla and a fruit.
I don't know if I get fruit or floral. It's a sweeter smell.
So here's what Whiskey Wash says on the nose: stone fruit and vanilla with floral notes.
Oh well, hey,
I don't get the floral, but I don't know what the hell stone fruit is.
It's a fruit made out of stones.
Obviously,
yeah, it grows on rocks instead of trees.
Awesome, just grows right out of the ground. But I don't know what the stone fruit is. But I got something that was slightly fruity. But I don't get a floral note on it.
I do get a touch of something. Like I said, it's either a fruit or floral, but it's a sweeter. It's a pleasant smell. It's a springy smell. So, you went on ahead and took a sip of that.
I did. Because then it gives you a chance to try it as well. So, I get kind of a sweet tea taste up front.
There's the burn in the chest.
Yeah.
I can tell it's 100 proof.
I
agree with the sweet tea. Right on the tongue.
Yeah.
It tastes like I don't want to say a Long Island iced tea necessarily, but an alcoholic sweet tea.
Yeah, almost like like a vodka sweet tea or something.
Yeah,
or a whiskey sweet tea.
Huh? A sweet whiskey tea.
They actually make
sweet tea.
They actually make a sweet tea vodka. Jeremiah Weed.
Did not know that. Yeah, it's definitely it's different for a rye. For something's 95% rye, it doesn't taste real peppery or...
No, but it's got... I mean, you can tell it's young. Like, it's rye. It's got that...
I don't think it tastes that young.
It does. It's got that...
I mean, it doesn't taste like a 10-year or anything, but it doesn't taste like a 2-year.
No. It's good. I like it. It's different. But I don't know how much of it I could drink. And we'll figure that out here after we do an On the Rocks.
After we drink the rest of the bottle.
Yeah. So this one says it starts out robust, fruity note, which that must be, if they're saying that's a fruity note and I'm getting a sweet tea note, we'll just call that the same.
It's identical. It's raspberry tea.
Yeah. And then they're saying they got almond and even the smallest hint of wood and barley.
I don't get almond at all.
I don't get almond. I do get a little woodsy. It's almost like the tea has been stored in a barrel.
Oak barrel?
Yeah. But I don't get any barley either.
It's got the good burn. It's not every time I say burn, I think people may misunderstand me. When I say burn, I just mean you feel it.
My mouth's on fire.
Not in my mouth, though.
No, I know.
It's burning deep down in my throat. Just all the deep down my throat. In my esophagus to my core. Yeah, it is different. Especially for a rye. I would not have guessed this as 95% rye.
Right. 5% barley.
A wheated bourbon smooth, but...
I wouldn't say it's necessarily smooth. But it is pleasant.
The more... Because you poured me very little and I kept sipping slowly. Hold on, let me get rid of my water here.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to pour you a big-ass glass and then be like, oh, this is awful.
No, but taking little tiny sips, that third teeny tiny sip was better. I don't know how much I could drink of it either. Probably a lot if I wanted to, but it is unique.
It is definitely unique.
If you would have told me this is 95% rye, aged nearly 5 years, I would not have guessed that flavor profile. I don't know. I don't know how to say it, but...
Stir it up.
And we let it sit and breathe, too.
We did.
Which that was the neck pour that dude always says you shouldn't judge off of or whatever he says. Yeah. I don't know. I don't listen.
I judge books by their covers, so.
Yeah, I do too. I like a big black cover on my books.
Yeah. So they finished off, they said, final thought. To be honest, I had a few dashes of bitters to this rye and was struck with the complexity of flavors. The bitters opened up the whiskey. on its own. It's not much that makes it stand out, but it can be accentuated and elevated with a little help. I don't know. I don't know that I necessarily agree with that. It stood out as...
I'd have to try it with bitters and compare it. I like adding a dash of bitters to many whiskeys.
Oh, I can go down and get some bitters.
We might, but just to change it up from time to time, you know.
Yeah.
If I've got even like a Weller Special Reserve or something, I'll throw just a tiny dash of bitters in here or there over ice just to mix it up.
Now, on the rocks, it is a completely different flavor profile.
That's super smooth.
Yeah.
That
completely mellows everything out. And
I don't even get the burn at all.
Oh, I'm not either. And that sweet tea taste is kind of gone.
It's very mild.
Yeah.
I still kind of taste it, but it's very, very mild.
But
that made this...
It's good.
Ridiculously smooth.
This would make a fantastic old-fashioned.
I was talking with Josh last night. He goes, man, I need to come over for another old-fashioned. I miss it. He hasn't had anything since. I was like, well, only Martelle makes those, so good luck. come see us.
Josh can come on the show anytime he wants. Most everybody we've had on the show is welcome back, except for, I don't know, maybe Garrett.
He don't count.
GW.
Yeah, we don't like him.
I don't want him back on the show.
DJ,
we'll just go with DJ.
Nobody. You know what? None of you are allowed back.
He just doesn't listen to the show, so
nobody.
Actually,
Sarah could come back. She's only been on once.
So yeah, Sarah can come back. Actually, I wouldn't mind having DJ back on the show again. And I have. So this is going to sound great. I have a guy lined up to call on the show that I don't know.
I'm intrigued.
So we are friends on Facebook. We chat occasionally. I met him.
You guys sext each other?
No. I met him through, I think it was Jason. I think I met him through Jason on Facebook when I was doing the Fit United stuff. Because he's a fitness guy. But he's got a real interesting story.
I'm a fitness guy.
Yeah, fitness in that chair.
Barely fit in this chair right here.
Fitting in that chair.
You did it good there, that one.
Damn it. But he's got a real interesting backstory, like just personal life story.
How's his backside?
Oh, I'm sure it's great. He squats.
He must work out.
Yeah, he does work out. He doesn't skip leg day either, bro.
Does he have thigh gap?
No. Can't work out every day and have great thighs and have thigh gap.
That's true.
I mean...
Does he rub oil on his legs?
I don't know. I mean, those are all questions.
These are the questions I will ask
him. We will totally ask him.
If he calls in.
But once I need to get the laptop before we can do any video calls. Because I don't know how Zoom works with the iPad and how it saves things down.
Yeah.
Recording shows. So that'll be coming soon. It's going to take me a minute. But yeah, so I'm hoping to have him on. I talked to Gary, the owner of Pit Stop.
Gary.
And he's like, I reminded him. I'm like, sorry, been busy, you know. He's like, oh no, it's fine. I completely forgot about you.
The problem is with our show, we don't plan anything.
I know.
So we literally I show up here on any given day, whatever day we record, and then we go, we should have these people on, and then we do nothing about it.
We should probably start planning better.
I mean,
we've gone 3 years with doing the unplanned stuff.
Yeah, we've only actually scripted a few shows, and that's only because we wanted to talk about something, and we couldn't
we need to be educated
the Edward
on
Mordrake
it.
thing.
Yeah,
if I didn't have that in front of me to read, I'd forget the details.
Well, that and I think
that wasn't scripted. I told you, hey, I got a story.
Yeah,
and just showed up and read.
Well, then it was the hotel one. I think we watched a couple videos on the hotel.
Yeah, we did that.
We sat and watched YouTube videos, but at some point we should probably start putting some effort into this.
I mean, I guess.
I mean,
if you want to see us put more effort into the show, don't email us. Screw off.
I'm not looking to make $1 billion off of it. It would be nice.
$1 billion?
Yeah.
I'd like to make $8. Oh, I forgot to get your cash. Got it.
Don't worry about it. You can cash at me later. I'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
Because we got Beer Fest coming.
Brewfest. I kept trying to look up Lancaster Beer Fest and nothing came up.
Brewfest.
It's Brewfest.
Well, as you're listening to this, Brewfest has already happened.
Has it? I don't even know what the day is. Yeah, because it's okay, yeah.
Yeah, so Brewfest has already happened, but there'll be a show around that as well. And Randy will not be happy.
So part of the reason my back hurts, I think, is because I told you all the stuff I did Sunday and how I was on my feet on concrete all day.
Yeah.
I wore my flip flops. Dumb move.
You know, you should go to the Good Feet store and get some orthos.
Well, I had New Balance do that thing where they make you step on the ink pad and then put your foot on it, and they give me inserts that help level out my feet, which now they're like 2 years old, so I need new ones.
You should go to the Good Feet store.
But I should go to the Get Less Fat store.
We've had that conversation
many times. Literally every time I complain about anything,
I'm like,
you're like, lose weight.
Maybe you should
exercise. Stand up.
Yeah, stand up.
Move.
Start by walking around the block.
I've been counting my steps. I'm at 744 so far today.
Yeah. What is your step goal daily?
Some.
Okay.
I don't have a set goal, but there's one of my buddies that we chat almost every day on, and every night in the online chat box we use, because there's several people.
Yeah.
We always compare steps. So my goal is to beat him. So some days he's at work and he walks between 6,000 and 10,000 steps. And some days he's at home and he's like 2,000 to 5,000.
So why don't you use...
So I just try to go more and more knowing he's going to have a number for me that I need to be above.
So why don't you set in the app on for your Fitbit or whatever.
Yeah, it's a Fitbit.
Okay, so you can set a goal.
Yeah.
Set it to 7,500 steps a day.
That's too many.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Now it is.
No.
When I do that many steps at my weight, I need to start like I did when I lost weight last time.
Would you listen to me? Listen to me. Listen.
Do you ever listen to me?
Sometimes.
Okay, I'll listen to you now then.
So set the goal to 7,000.
700? Deal.
Yeah, 7,500
I've already beat that today by
Sweet.
44 steps.
Just set it to 7,500 steps. I don't meet my goal is only 10,000. I don't meet that every day.
I've done over 10,000 a day.
I think I was only at 7,500 yesterday.
Yesterday I was at like 1,800.
I only got to that because I went to the gym. Before, at 4 o'clock, I was sitting on 1,300 steps.
At 4 o'clock yesterday, I was at 400 something.
I was here. I was in this area working.
Yeah.
Which is horseshit. I should not have to work that much.
I worked too much 4-hour days.
I was way too many hours yesterday.
Yeah, I've been slammed all week.
I've got a huge project going on that I'm trying to get ahead of.
You got a big old project.
Yeah, I do. Big old throbbing project. But no, set it to 7,500 steps as your goal. Not saying you have to try to hit that. Well,
that's what a goal is.
Try to hit that every day.
To try and hit it.
No. Try to hit that every day, but work towards that. Don't use it as a goal to hit every day. Work towards that goal.
Well, I'm working towards 10,000. That's my goal eventually.
Well, eventually, yes. But start small, start slow.
Yeah, 2,000. That's starting small.
2,000, that's me getting up and going to the bathroom 4 times a day. I have to walk all the way out to the back of the property to take a shit.
You got an outhouse in the very back corner.
I put it all the way back there. But no, just start. I mean, you're doing it right. Just start slow, but need to...
I'll get there.
Need to move more.
I need to do what I've been doing the last 2 weeks. Not drink through the week. Actually, I'm not going to, aside from this, I'm not going to drink the rest of the weekend either.
Oh, I am. I'm going boating tomorrow.
Well, yeah, you will be.
I will be floating and boating.
Floating and boating.
I might even take a raft with me tomorrow so I can float in the raft while I drink.
Kinky.
Whatever it is I decide to take with me.
You and your dinghy.
It will be a dinghy. I'm going to call it the dinghy.
You should. The dinghy.
I'm going to sit on it where my dinghy is.
The drinky dinghy.
Dinky dinghy.
Oh, but
anyway,
I'm getting there. So I like this.
I like it.
I'm intrigued by the bitters comment. Maybe we'll try it after the show or something. We don't have to do it now.
Yeah, we can try that.
What would you rate this?
It's a good question. So, all things considered, we tried it neat. We tried it on ice. I'm going to give it I'm at a 2.5.
That's exactly.
I'm at a 2.5.
My head. 2.5. Worth a try. It is $55.
It is a little bit more expensive for a brand I would say a lot of people have never heard of.
Right. But I will say I was surprised by it. I expect it to be way worse than it is.
Absolutely.
I love it on the rocks. That's why it's a 2.5. If I was just judging neat, I'd say 2.
Yeah.
Which is like, try it if you want. But at 2.5, I'd say, go ahead. It's worth a shot. I recommend it on the rocks, but yeah, it's one of those you kind of got to make a judgment call.
Yeah.
For $55. If it was lower in price or if it was like $30, I'd say definitely try it.
For me, I like it. Yeah. I will not drink it neat. After the ice, I will not drink it neat. So it'll always be on the rocks, or more than likely, just because I will typically just make an old fashioned.
That's what I was going to say. I'm interested how that would do in an old fashioned.
Most in the evening, if I get home, I usually just don't pour a glass of whiskey unless it's a Weller or a Blanton's that I know that I'm going to like.
Yeah.
Neat. Or actually, I did and I don't think I'd ever done it before. I did the Nika Kofi Green.
Oh yeah,
the Japanese whiskey. I did that as an old fashioned, as an orange old fashioned.
How was that?
It was interesting.
Really?
Real interesting, because that Nika has, it's very floral and kind of fruity.
Yeah.
So doing that with the orange bitters really was like kind of an orange blossom old fashioned.
Huh.
It was real different. Like I'd never done it before. I'm almost certain I'd never made an old fashioned out of that before.
That's intriguing.
With the orange bitters and using orange juice, a little, a sprig of orange juice, a sprig of orange juice, which is really just a peeled tangerine, like a cutie, and crushed into it. But it was really good. Like I was really, really, really surprised.
Good. It sounds good.
I'm interested to see what this would be like as an old fashioned.
I like the idea of this with just like I said, a sprig of bitters, and then this is an old fashioned. I think just by tasting it on the rocks, I think this would do very well. But you never know.
I mean, but yeah, you never know. Things could
change.
So
far, the ginger old fashioned is still my favorite. But I had this bad problem with the ginger, as we all know.
Right. So the other day, I was like, you know what? Before I took just a quick little sip of just straight ginger, I'm like, I'm not feeling it like I used to.
I like it more on the rocks.
Straight,
than neat.
Yeah, I was just like,
I usually,
this isn't.
If I get ginger, just ginger, I usually get my whiskey football sphere thing, put it in my glass, pour a couple fingers, pour over it, kind of like we did here today, and let it sit for just a minute or less, and then start sipping it.
Yeah,
that's how I really like it. If I'm drinking, not in an old fashioned or something,
right?
But yeah, neat. I can drink it neat, but it is different.
Well, it was just I haven't drank it neat in probably 4 years.
Oh, okay. So it's been a minute.
So it's been a while.
Yeah.
But I was just like, yeah, I'm neat. No, I'm not there neat anymore. And so then I ended up turning that into an old fashioned, and that was good. But got another Funko Pop today.
Yes, you did, and you told me it got delivered as we were walking to the studio.
Well, another one just got delivered like 5 minutes ago.
I'll go get it.
Oh, hold on.
All right, you run down. I'll sip on the whiskey and entertain the guests. He's finally gone again. It's just us. Let's talk amongst ourselves about our innermost thoughts and feelings. If you have any problems in the bedroom, email us at buckhornpodcast@gmail.com, and we will answer your questions or concerns. We'll do it anonymously, unless you say otherwise. But we are here for you. We are professionals that will give all the, hey, you're back.
I need to note the time so I know what to listen to.
It's fine. No, I was just telling everybody to write us in and tell us how we're doing. And he's literally writing down the time so he can make sure I didn't say nothing dumb. Which you won't edit anyway.
No, I won't. I just want to hear it. Because I skip through the show. I don't listen to the show in its entirety anymore because we don't edit. So I only need to listen to the beginning.
I've not listened to a full episode of our show in like a year and a half. I usually forget what we say until Mo messages us,
which is awesome.
Or Mike, or somebody's like, you did this, and I was like, yeah, I did. I said that, and I have no clue, no recollection.
Some of the stuff I remember.
Some of it I do, but the thing is, like, when I get with you, we get on the mics, but then I'm just having a conversation like any other conversation with a buddy.
Well, that's what this is supposed to be.
Right, and I totally, like, when I leave here, okay, I had a good time with a friend, and I go home. Like, I don't think about it, and I don't listen back to see, like, was I funny enough? Like, that doesn't cross my mind.
Was I funny enough?
Because I know I'm hilarious. I mean, everybody knows I'm hilarious.
Right.
So.
No, so I got some more Funko Pops came in today. I know that's super exciting for everybody listening. But these were all ordered like
forever ago,
4 months ago. So the first one is from Schitt's Creek.
I love Schitt's Creek.
You started watching it?
I've watched it all. No, here's what happened. So
I thought you weren't watching it.
I didn't watch it at all. I thought it looked like something that everybody said was great that I would not like.
Okay.
Like I've not watched Game of Thrones. I've not watched Harry Potter. I've not watched Lord of the Rings. I know they're all great. I know they're masterpieces, whatever, but that's not my style. I watched the first 6 Star Wars. Don't care for any of them.
Okay.
I recognize what they are. I think the first 3 that were done before I was born got blown way out of proportion. Folks went nuts for it because it was so futuristic. I get it. I get the appeal. It's great marketing. I mean, you know, but this whole space battles thing, to me, it just never appealed. That, Star Trek, it's just not my genre. I don't get into it that much.
Okay.
But when I was younger and only had 6 channels and I'd be up late at night, I would watch like that Stargate, whatever, because that's the only thing that was on besides infomercials. So I got into that storyline. So it's not, but Schitt's Creek was something that Garrett got on me for like 2 years to watch.
Okay.
And I started watching the first episode, like just on a whim, not paying attention when I was doing something else. And I was like, Well, then finally, like a year and a half ago, he's like, have you watched it yet? And I'm like, no. Like, Parks and Rec, it took forever for me to get through because that first season was so rough. But I got to where I've watched Parks and Rec all the way through 2 or 3 times, just like I have The Office, the whole series. So I finally gave Schitt's Creek a chance, and I got hooked. And I was watching, especially when I was like working from home or had nothing to do on the weekends, I was watching 3, 4, 5 episodes a day of Schitt's Creek. Like, I got absolutely hooked on it. And I got to the point where Krista, my aunt who listens and supports us, or at least used to pre-COVID, I don't know if she does anymore.
It's all right. No one listens except for Jason.
I haven't heard from her
Mike,
about
and Corey.
Right.
There's your shout-outs.
There you go. There's our Patreon subscribers to the Patreon we don't have.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got into it, and Krista watched it. So I started messaging her, and I'd message Garrett, and I fell in love with it. And I was like, Krista was like, I don't know who I like more. And I said, I don't either. Because each episode, any given character can be absolutely freaking hilarious.
For the entire series, Dan Levy is like my favorite character.
Yeah, plays David.
He plays David.
Yeah.
He's my favorite character throughout.
His facial expressions and his mannerisms are
perfect.
They're incredible.
Yeah.
Just his reactions. And it's hard. I get lost in his character and forget that he's an actor.
Yeah.
Like, this is one of those shows, and there are movies like this. I've always said, like Morgan Freeman, Tom Hanks. There are actors that make me forget they're actors and they've done other roles. Like, you get so engrossed in the story of what they're portraying.
Right.
He does that. But even the whole show, Roland, I love.
So here's the problem. So he's been in a couple commercials now. Mm-hmm. It's the same character.
But so I think he gets hired for that.
He does, but he's starting to get pigeonholed into that character, which isn't good.
It's not good. You're right. That always that's something too that I've always thought about. If you get to be known for acting as a character, mm-hmm. and then you continue to get calls to be hired to portray that same kind of character, would you do it? If you're getting paid tens of thousands of dollars to do a Parquet butter commercial as that character.
So if I'm doing that character for whatever it is, as long as I was doing something else that was something different, then I wouldn't have an issue with it. But if it's always the same, like for another show to play essentially the same character, and then to do another show to do the same
but a commercial's a little different.
Commercial's different.
It's like they're hiring the character.
They're hiring, you know? Yeah. They're hiring.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see him go on another show and be David.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't want to see him be essentially the same character, just with a different name.
Right. So,
and the thing is, the way they ended it is beautiful, and it was heartbreaking because when it got to the series, I was like, no. But then I watched Did you watch the post-series special they did?
I don't know. I don't think I did.
You should. It's a really good behind-the-scenes look. And it talked about when they started, they said, we're only doing this many seasons.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I did.
They did it on their own terms. And then when it came time to end it, they were crushed.
Yeah, because they said...
But they're like, we're not coming... I just watched the Friends reunion, and I know some people think Friends sucks and all this, which...
I don't think it sucks. I just think it's...
Friends paved the way, though, for a lot of shows today.
They did.
Friends...
I think
a different spin on sitcoms.
I think there are people out there who think they are Friends fans. I am not. I'm not like a fan.
You know, you've seen it.
I've seen it. Whatever. I didn't watch every single episode, but I know people they're like, oh, I've seen every single episode, and I know this, and there was that stupid monkey Maurice, and he was Ross's, and they did this thing.
It's
and
Marcel.
Don't give a fuck.
It's Marcel.
Maurice.
And you probably don't
Marcel,
even remember when Ross had his teeth whitened.
Don't care.
You don't remember when Ross
because
went
I'm
to
not
look
a
at
fan.
the apartment.
I'm not a fan.
I am.
But Liz and I and our neighbors and some other people went to trivia night, a Friends trivia night, one night at Loose Rail Brewing like a year and a half ago. And all we heard the entire time before we started was, I got this. I know everything about every single episode. And she was just like, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, all right, great.
This was the friend that went with you or whatever?
This was the neighbor.
Okay.
She knew it. She knew every episode. They're like, what type of PJs was so-and-so wearing and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I'm like,
you don't even know.
I just I'm like dinosaur. And whatever it was that I said, she's like, no, it's not that. It's not. So we chose the thing. It was the one I said.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even watch the show, and I've got more points than you do just
by guessing.
Like we legitimately out of like 8 teams came in 7th.
I thought you were going to say like 4th or something.
Oh no. It was like at the bottom, and I'm like, I thought you fucking knew this show. Like even today, I still give her shit. I'm like, I thought you were a friend of friends. Like I thought you were
How many claps
true fan.
Are in the intro?
I don't know.
4.
Good.
I know dumb trivia, but I've seen every episode of Friends. There are things that I forget. I don't watch it all the time. I haven't sat and watched Friends in I don't know how long, but it's still to this day is the biggest, most syndicated show on TV. Like
I don't know if that's true.
It is.
I think What About Raymond was
no, not even close. Something about Raymond.
Yeah.
What about Raymond? What about Raymond?
What about him?
Everybody loves Raymond.
That's another show that I never watched.
What about it? It's a good show. But no, Friends paved the way for many sitcoms to be what they were.
I don't want the highest earning. I want the.
And then The Office changed the script with the way it was shot and scripted.
So I'm not getting a.
Put most aired sitcom. And see
I did best. What did I do? I didn't do best TV syndication. I did most syndicated show on TV.
Yeah, I don't know what that would show.
Best television syndication TV shows. So, but of course, things. Oh, there we go. What the fuck is She Spies?
I've never even heard
of that. What the hell
is
Cleopatra 2025? I know King of the Hill. No, this
King of the
Hill's
right. Great. I love King of the Hill.
That is not. None of this is right. None of it's right. It's all wrong.
It's all wrong.
It's all wrong. Let me go back. The most offensive TV shows of all time. List of shows considered the worst. I don't know. I cannot find. I can see the top highest earning sitcoms in syndication, but not the most syndicated TV show.
I mean, the 6 main characters on Friends still get paid like $1 million per year or something just off reruns. And the show hasn't aired for 2 decades plus.
Right. No, I get that.
It's just insane.
Here we go. Oprah Winfrey Show.
That's not a sitcom.
What is the most syndicated show? What is this? This says, what is the most syndicated show in TV history?
I don't think that's
and
right.
Someone put Oprah Winfrey. So
someone put, okay.
We're going to, this is on answers.com, so you know it's right.
You just went to myopinion.com where people just.
Yeah.
I literally, top 20 best sitcoms of all time, the cover picture is a picture of Friends. And it's the episode. I can even tell you this picture is the episode where Chandler and Joey go against Monica and Rachel in trivia about each other, and they bet the apartment.
Hold on, I found something.
If the boys win, they get the girls' apartment. If the girls win, they have to get rid of the chicken and the duck.
Or the monkey.
I know that from a picture. No, the monkey's gone at this point.
Okay.
Which, Ross hated the monkey.
So here are the biggest TV syndication deals besides The Simpsons. So we got The Cosby Show.
Well, The Simpsons. Okay, I was talking sitcoms, but go ahead. Simpsons is animation. That's a different
still
discussion.
Situational comedy as an animation. But so The Cosby Show was $4 million per episode across 172 stations.
That did not age well, by the way.
That did not.
Even if you go back and watch episodes before Cosby stuff came to light, it's pretty cringy.
Seinfeld.
That's a big one.
That's a big one. $3 billion from syndication, amounting to roughly $17 million per episode.
That's a biggie.
Sopranos.
Never seen it. Not a single episode.
I've seen a couple episodes. I just
never got into it.
Never really got into it. Tried. Didn't have HBO though, so always had to watch it at a friend's house. $2.5 million per episode, and that's what A&E paid.
Okay.
NCIS Los Angeles, $2.2 million an episode. The Mentalist.
Never seen that one.
$2.2 million an episode. It wasn't terrible. I saw a couple episodes of it. CIS New York, $1.9 million an episode from Spike alone. Big Bang Theory, $500,000 each episode. Oh no, TBS paid 1.5 while Fox paid 500. So we'll just say $2 million an episode. Modern Family, $1.4 million from TBS alone. The Simpsons, $750 million. I'm going to say that's in total. But that only ends up being, well, that's more than 500 episodes across 700. Oh, that doesn't make any sense. But Friends is not listed on this at all.
Okay, so I've got one here. I've got
the deals.
The top 10 highest earning sitcoms in syndication here.
Okay.
So I got a different one. So let me hit this real quick.
Hit it.
This is in no particular order. Seinfeld, it says one of the most successful sitcoms to hit TV screens, blah, blah, blah. The show was originally sold into syndication for $3 million per episode. But it doesn't say what it is today. It does say in April 2013, Seinfeld had grossed $3 billion from syndication alone, amounting to roughly $17 million per episode. That's a biggie. Friends, $1 billion per year. $1 billion
a year.
Just in syndication. Okay. That show's still earning the creators and the actors, all combined, the show's still earning $1 billion a year. That's insane. It says the series brings in approximately $1 billion in residuals each year. The former star of the show receive around 2% of the residuals, meaning the cast makes roughly $20 million per year just from syndication. These folks are doing nothing on this show.
Right.
20 years later, making $20 million a year.
Yeah.
That's insane. Big Bang Theory, blah, blah, blah. $2 million per year back in 2010. Jim Parsons brings in about $10 million a year in residuals. It doesn't say about every character, but Jim Parsons, who played Sheldon, gets $10 million a year in residuals. Which, that's pretty good.
Chump change.
$10 million a year. I mean, I might be able to leave my job.
Nah.
Here's Everybody Loves Raymond. It says when it was airing from 96 to 2005, fans couldn't get enough of it. The series received amazing reviews, blah, blah, blah. After 15 years of the show being off air, fans still watch the iconic series. Ray Romano earns $18 million a year from the reruns.
Yeah.
Now, that's not every character again. But, see, Friends is $20 million per year for the 6 stars. That's 6 people.
Mm-hmm.
Ray Romano's not even earning that by being the main star of a show named after him.
Right.
It's that's what I'm saying. Like, Friends is just, I'm not going to say it's the absolute best end-all, be-all sitcoms of all time, but it was so influential and it's just so different. Like, if you watch the Friends the reunion, it showed how they cast the characters, and that to me was like the brilliance of it. It was the characters were like, the actors were great. They did their jobs well, but it was because who cast them and who did the writing for them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, it's always the writers,
right? It's and it's like, so I watched the Field of Dreams game recently. You got to quit pulling.
They do that. They think they do that every year.
Well, they were supposed to start it last year and then COVID, so they did it this year.
Friggin' Delta variant.
I know. They did it this year, a couple nights ago, as I saw it. Not obviously we've recorded, whatever.
Yeah,
it was the Yankees and White Sox, 2 classic teams, but Kevin Costner came out of the corn. Then the players followed him. He opened the game. Well, throughout the game, he goes up to the broadcasting booth, and they interview him.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, did you know when you were recording this, the field's right over there. We can see it. Where you recorded in the house and this and that. Did you know how great of a job or how big of a movie it'd be or this and that or how big of a star you would be back then? And he's like, I don't consider myself a star. He said the brilliance is in the writing. For somebody to take such an iconic novel and adapt it so well to a movie, that's where the talent is. He said, I just did what they told me to. And I was like, that's kind of a cool take on it for somebody like Kevin Costner, who's been in so many iconic films.
Right, but it's never...
To give credit to the folks that wrote it, who produced it, who made it.
His job is to portray what the writers have written and what the director is...
And during the Friends reunion, that's what they all did. They really kept pushing back who they were there to, but to the creators of the show and to the writers.
Yeah, the writers are like,
that's kind of
like
cool
teachers.
Thing. Yeah.
They don't get paid enough.
So
anyway. I got new Funko Pops.
Al Bundy still makes $10 million a year in syndication for Married with Children.
Yeah. And then he's also making whatever from Modern Family.
I've never seen Modern Family.
That's a good.
I know. That's one I want to watch. I just haven't. I've
Ty
heard
Burrell
from people like you, Chris, the people that know
hot.
my sense of humor have told me that's a great show. I've just not started it because I want to be able to focus on it. I get so tied up in different things that
Well, then you need to just sit down and focus on it.
You told me to stand up.
Well, stand up and focus on it.
Just stand in front of your TV all day. All right, so back to Funko Pops. Which one do you get from Schitt's Creek?
Well, I have two.
Oh, these are both from Schitt's Creek.
So both of these are from
What is wrong with your mic today?
Things are...
Give it Viagra.
Wow.
You slipped out of the hole and now it's limp.
I have Moira Rose as the Crow.
You know she denied the role at first?
Yeah.
She did such a good job.
She did such a good job. So I have her as the Crow. So, she's standing in a nest.
If you guys have not watched Schitt's Creek, go watch it.
You need to watch that show.
After you listen to every episode of ours if you haven't already.
Now this one, I don't remember this episode, but it's David and Moira cooking. Apparently there was a scene where they
with his
cooked.
apron. Yes.
I don't remember
the apron.
But I'm like, fuck it, I'm buying it.
Yeah, I love Schitt's Creek.
So Schitt's Creek is the best. But
I wasn't watching it, and then that's all I would watch on TV until I finished it.
Liz and I would watch like 1 or 2 episodes an evening.
That's all I watched. If the TV was on and I was selecting it, that's what I watched.
And then this one, I don't know if I'm going to keep it for myself or give it to Lexi. She really wants it. But this is...
Make her earn it.
This is the Vision.
What's that?
It's a Marvel character.
That is all white.
He's all white.
With a blue thing on his head?
That's the... it's one of the...
Birthmark?
No. Infinity Stones.
Okay.
So the Vision...
Is that one of the things that Thanos dude has to get in his glove to snap and make people disappear?
Right. So the Vision...
By the way, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Snapping your fingers. It's like the least cool way of making somebody disappear.
Well, that was just his way of doing it.
They could have done
They could have done it any other way they wanted to.
They could have been like, flip them off and they disappear.
But, so the Vision was one of my favorite Marvel characters growing up in comics.
Don't even remember the Vision.
That's fine. You don't have to. He is a combination of Ultron and Jarvis, and he was brought to life in an android's body with one of the Infinity Stones.
And that proves androids are better than iPhones.
Sure. So I'm debating on whether I'm going to give this one to Lexi or not.
Because
she has most of the WandaVision Funkos.
Tell her if she gets like a certain grade in something or does so many chores or whatever, she can have it.
Yeah, she just got out of bed about 30 minutes ago.
Tell her if she gets out of bed before the next day, before dinner, she can earn it.
Jesus, you're funny today.
Told you I'm hilarious.
But yeah, so
I feel like one of the old-timey comics, like Rodney Dangerfield or something. Like, what? I'm funny. I'm up there telling jokes, but trying to convince people they're funny jokes.
I don't get any respect.
I get no respect.
So I got these today. Well, not the Crow one.
I'm like Jerry Lewis, except I don't beat children. And
I got the MTV awards guy, the Moon Man.
You got the Moon Man where?
It's up top row.
There's a bunch of glares.
Far left.
Far left is Skeletor.
No. If you go left to Skeletor, you can't... There's no Funkos over there.
You said top row far left.
Before Skeletor.
You just say that.
And you said left to Skeletor.
No, I said far left is Skeletor. Which, I see the box with the MTV logo now. You're going to get it because you got frustrated with me. It worked. You're going to need more shelves. I should bring my one Funko Pop in. Moon Man. It says, okay, hold on. I'm going to wait for you to get back on the mic before I ask this question. First off, I remember the Moon Man being gold from the MTV Music Awards.
He's actually silver.
Silver and gold.
There is a silver. There is a silver version of him.
Here he's like tricolored.
He is tricolored.
But here's my question: the MTV Moon Man has been around since late '80s, early '90s. This is the MTV Moon person.
I know. I noticed that. It kind of drove me nuts that they called it the MTV Moon person on this, but there is a version of this that is silver, and I think it's the Moon Man.
So this is the LBGQTRS.
This is the ABC
TUV alphabet version.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with. There's nothing wrong with that. But I watched a clip from Bill Burr when he was on one of the talk shows, Conan or...
Is it the one where they called him a racist? And he's like...
No, it's where he's talking about women want to take over everything men have.
Oh.
He's like, there are too many women in football today. They're doing this thing next month where they all wear pink. I don't get it. And whatever show he's on, he's like, you mean the breast cancer awareness thing? He's like, yeah, why can't women just have their own thing? You want football? Start your own league.
They have
basketball. League. They don't even like that. Nobody goes to women's basketball. No. And he went off at the end. I love Bill Burr. Because he just says it like it is. And so, leave our MTV Moon Man alone. We don't need a moon person.
Yeah,
it's just the Moon Man.
We're good with
a woman goes to space. Cool, I'm all for it.
Yeah, well, women have been to space,
but look what happened. Look what happened to the Challenger with a woman on board.
Yeah, that was the first
That was a
time.
dark joke.
Jesus Christ!
Hey, I get no respect. I'm hilarious.
But they went after Bill Burr once.
We might actually get an email this time.
I'm fine with that. You know what I'll do with it? I'll file it into the black filing cabinet.
In the black double ender.
Yeah.
Hate me today.
They went after Bill Burr, and they're like, you fucking racist, you fucking hate black people, you fucking hate Asian people.
Hey, use your dictionary.
You fornicating.
There you go.
No. But they just tried to lambaste him and cancel culture him. He's like, you fucking kidding me? And then he brought his wife on his show. She's black.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing.
And he was just like, you guys can kiss my fucking ass.
Well, that's like...
He's like, it has nothing to do with race
so many
or
racial
anything else.
Jokes, and people started getting on him, and he's like, first off, I'm black. Secondly, my wife's Asian.
Yeah.
Or whatever. He's like you're saying, I don't get it, man. Leave Moon Man alone. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't understand cancel culture shit and everything they're trying to do. Hey, maybe we'll get cancel cultured. And then we'll just have DJ on and problem solved.
Yeah, and then we'll show a picture of DJ and they're like, wait a minute.
You fucking liars.
Oh, he's not black. No, wait, that guy's mixed. He's whiter than you and I are.
No
he doesn't
chance.
even tan.
He gets red.
He could be standing in front of your white closet doors right now and we wouldn't even know he was there.
He probably is.
Probably.
DJ? No, he's not there.
We'd see the trail on the carpet of his massive dong dragging, though.
Yeah, he does say he's black from the
waist to the knees. That's how long it is.
Anyway. Oh, my God. This was a good show. Hey, what we'd say a 2?
2.5.
2.5. Check out the Magnolia Whiskey. Honestly, I don't know where else to get it.
Just called it the Mongolia Whiskey.
Mongolia
That's not the
Whiskey.
same thing.
No. Check it out.
The Attila the Hun Whiskey.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised.
I'm
still sipping on it here on the rocks, so it's a little watered down, but
I'm pleasantly surprised with it.
Even with the ice melting in it, I still like it.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste real watered down.
No. It
not harsh
carries
at all.
through nice.
It really does. I like it.
I like it as well.
I'm not going to bump up my rating. I'm going to stick with my 2.5.
It's 2.5.
If you see it somewhere, grab a bottle.
It's a bottle and bond. So check it out. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Although I probably won't post anything.
Although we don't post anything.
Hey, well, shit. Well, I'm Martelle. He's Randy. We're out.
Peace.